President Biden signs an executive order tackling the Chinese spy crane problem. 80% of the cranes in American ports were made in China, posing significant national security threats. NTD's Virginia Gibson has more.
President Biden is taking on Chinese spy cranes by signing an executive order investing $20 billion into U.S. port infrastructure, helping to build these cranes in the U.S.
The executive order today on ship-to-shore cranes is terrific. There are some industries that we just shouldn't outsource.
William Doyle is a former commissioner at the Federal Maritime Commission, the agency that regulates America's international ocean travel. He says America built the first ship-to-shore cranes in the late 1950s, but now 80% of America's cranes are from China.
They're all based on digitalization. They plug into the grid. And we should be manufacturing that from a national security standpoint in the United States, because that goes right into our port infrastructure and into our supply chain.
Experts say these cranes are dense with cameras and sensors. By reading the crane's data feed, people would know what's in every single container, what it weighs, and where it's going.
If you take data that's coming off these ZPMC cranes, what you then begin to be able to do is really quantify the health of the entire economy of the United States by knowing what we're truly shipping and what we're not shipping, what we're importing and not importing.
Supply chain expert Ross Kennedy says China could use this data to disrupt U.S. shipping. They might even be able to control the cranes themselves.
They can choose on a container-by-container basis what they will and will not load. And so if we're mobilizing for war out of the port of Baltimore, and ZPMC cranes are what's being used to do this, the cranes have the ability to be remotely kill switched.
Kennedy says the U.S. has so many Chinese cranes because they were far cheaper than the alternatives. He believes subsidizing the ports is the correct approach. Virginia Gibson, NTD News.